Mordecai Lincoln, uncle to President Abraham Lincoln, lived in this house from around 1797 to 1811. Father came here in 1782, but was killed by a group of Native Americans. He was working in the fields with his son Mordecai, Joseph, and Thomas, President Lincoln's father. Mordecai took charge, ordered Joshua to alert the nearby settlement, told Thomas to remain by their father's lifeless body. Continued, Mordecai retrieved a gun from the family cabinet and killed the man who threatened Thomas's life. This incident not only left the Lincoln family without a father, but also had a long-term financial effect on the Lincoln brothers. According to Virginia law, Mordecai, as the oldest son, inherited his father's entire estate, which included more than 5,000 acres. This law also affected Thomas Lincoln's path through life. Lacking a formal education, he made a living by hard labor, eventually become a carpenter and cabinet maker. By 1803, Thomas had enough money on hand to purchase a 238-acre Hardin County farm near Mill Creek for $574. Thomas spent the remainder of his life working as a farmer, carpenter, and cabinet maker, skills which he later passed on to his son Abraham. In part, this experience with hard labor spurred Abraham's self-education and his will to move beyond this life of labor to one dedicated to the study of law. So this is that house. And here is the back of it. A kind of outbuilding. The inside of the house. This is an old photograph of Thomas Lincoln, Abraham's father. This is Nancy Hanks, probably born around 1783 in Virginia to James and Lucy Shipley Hanks. Thomas Lincoln died on October 5th, 1818, long before she could appreciate the legacy she left. Mother of Abraham Lincoln. This is a replica of the log cabin in which the president's grandmother, Bathsheba, raised her children. Thomas Lincoln, father of the president, lived here till he was 25 years old. Logs in this cabin, even though it's a reproduction, are over 100 years. Block out the light reflection on the glass. Maybe you can see his cute little chair. The thing we're looking at is anything other than perhaps period pieces, but nothing related to the Lincolns per se. Lincoln lived here or not on this land, I'm not sure. Implication is he did, but with the slightest scrap of connection to Abraham Lincoln, up goes a monument, a site, whatever, so don't really know for sure. The killing of Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Lincoln's father. Presumably Thomas Lincoln proposed to Nancy Hanks in this house, originally located on Beach Creek about a mile from here. At the time, Nancy was living with her cousin, Francis Berry, and his family. What short, brutal lives these people really did live. Get closer to the actual Abraham. Oh, if this is really the house that Nancy Hanks received her betrothal in, or not, but it certainly is an example of one of the old kinds of structures that might have lived out on this frontier at the time, I guess. Pretty good sized house too. Added on, of course. This morning I'm at the Lincoln Museum in the small town of Hodgenville, Kentucky, about 3 miles away from one of the Lincoln sites. I think his birthplace, actually. Nicely done. Notice that they're wearing buckskin clothes. Did the wives chew the buckskin, or how did they make it soft? There's some kind of clamping device. That the floors were dirt. really thought about brooms. Apparently Abe was also a clerk in a store for a while. It said that he was large for his age, and when they were building the house, put an axe in his hand almost immediately. That thing may be a seed punch, a very early seed punch. Life certainly made him larger than life here. Portraying the Lincoln-Douglas debates. Apparently this is Lincoln at Gettysburg. Whether it was on the day or around the day that he gave his Gettysburg address, I don't know. Mounds and Lee at the Appomattox surrender.